Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Vinod here, and if you are new to this channel, I am a momentum based systematic trader. So I use momentum as a primary factor for picking up stocks and for looking for patterns. So this is an update video on Palantir Technologies. So a couple of months back I had made a video about Palantir Technologies, and I had told about how it had risen to 64% in 2 months, and I had also shared various reasons why the various tailwinds behind Palantir Technologies, why it has moved 64% in the last 2 months. And I also talked about how this breakout could be beneficial. And since then, Palantir Technologies rose close to like 124%. Like if we look at it on the charts. So this is the point on September 11th I had made the video, and from here Palantir Technologies has given about like 124% return, and especially on Friday it closed around like 12% high. And this was especially on a day where the entire market, entire indices were weak. The Nasdaq index had fallen by around 2%, and on this day Palantir had moved close to 12%. Now this video is about the mindset that we need to have as a this like to explain, this video is not about gains, because there are so many other stocks that have given very good returns on this channel, like ServiceNow, Reddit, and a lot of other stocks that I have talked about. But this video is specifically to explain about the mindset that is needed to be a momentum trader, because buying something that has gone up 64% in the just last 2 months requires a different mindset. Like momentum traders and investors need a different mindset, because let me explain this. Because the human brain is constantly telling you that this cannot go high any higher. And even now, if you look at Palantir Technologies on Twitter or any other social media channels, all the analysts or like people who are talking about it are saying that the fundamentals don't make sense, it is irrational, it is a bubble, and all these things. And when we look at all this chatter, the brain is looking for excuses to not make a decision. That's why we need to have very simplistic rules to cut out all this social media news, and to have our own independent framework for entering stocks and for buying stocks and for exiting them as well. Because even all these decisions relating to buying, selling, or holding, we need to have objective rules and that are not driven by any emotions. So that is what we'll cover in today's video, because all this noise and chatter around, because all will make ourselves doubt our decision making framework. Only when we have a set of a decision making framework that is removing all the bias and noise and everything, that is based on purely objective rules, we'll be able to enter such kind of good momentum stocks, and we'll be able to ride the entire wave. The human brain is constantly looking for excuses to not make a decision whether to buy. It is constantly driven by either a fear of giving up paper profits or fear of losing money, and it's looking for excuses to not make any decision. But we need to understand that for being a momentum trader or investor, the mindset that is needed is that we are going to be buying high and selling higher. So a stock that has gone up 64% in the last 2 months shows that it has very good momentum behind it, and that is not a bad thing. That is the entire factor of being a momentum investor. We are using that momentum as a factor in predicting the future returns, and it has been shown that momentum is a very reliable factor in predicting future stock returns. It doesn't mean that everything that shows momentum will give you good returns in the future. That is not the game we are playing. The point is to catch a few of these big winners and to have many small losses, like I always say. So the reason that it has gone up 64% is not a bad thing, or is not a reason to reject a particular thing, but it is in fact a reason to buy into that particular stock, because momentum, as I said earlier as well, is a reliable factor in predicting future stock returns. So, and the other thing is that when we are having, like I said earlier, you'll have a lot of fears when you're going to make any decision. Like the direction in which a stock will move in the future is a future event, and nobody has any clue about how it will move. It is only we are playing a predicting game, and momentum is a very good factor in that game of predicting. So how do we manage our fear is that we need to be controlling how much we risk in the particular trade or particular investment that we are making, and this is the only thing that we can control. Rest of the decisions, how much the stock will return to us, we at that point of time when I made the trade, I didn't know that it will become like a bagger, like 124% within 2 months or in the next 2 months. The only thing that I had under my control was the amount of risk that I took in that particular trade. So we need to ensure that whenever we see some good patterns or good momentum stocks like this, we need to follow our objective rules and follow our systems to to get good returns from these kind of stocks. Now let's look at Palantir, like technical analysis. Now if you don't have a position, I wouldn't be entering this one at this moment because it is way too stretched from its moving average. Like I said earlier, like you could look for a pullback around the 21-day moving average or 50-day moving average, because right now it's too much stretched. At that point of time when I had made the video, it was just breaking out of a very large base. Like if I could look on a weekly time frame, you can check. This is the point at which I made the video around September 11th, and at that point of time the risk and reward was in our favor. The risk reward ratio was in our favor, but right now it is a little bit overstretched, so I wouldn't be initiating a fresh position at this moment. I would be looking to add to my positions if it pulls back to the 21-day moving average or to the 50-day moving average. And do not have any FOMO when it comes to trading. There will be plenty of trades like Palantir. We saw it with Reddit. There will be many more trades in the future. Don't rush into any particular trade with FOMO. That is when you rush into, because you need to know that when you are rushing into FOMO, the decision is based on your emotions, that the fear of missing out on a particular trade is the main driver behind your decision. So we should be avoiding such kind of emotional driven decisions, and we should be driven primarily based on objective set of rules. The breakouts, or when you know that this particular has a strong momentum, and when you have to catch this momentum quite early on, and that's where I publish about the momentum stocks report on a weekly basis, where I share the top momentum stocks from the various indices. I also share some of the stocks that I am watching, and if you're not a member of this one, please do consider subscribing on Patreon. I will leave a link to this community in the description. Please do check it out and do consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you.